Garry had a few hours to himself, but he was bored. It suddenly occurred to him that rather than just watching rubbish on TV, he should give meditation a go. He'd been meaning to try it for some time now, but just kept on putting it off. The problem was Garry had no idea how to meditate, so he did what he thought he should do, and that was to try and get into what's known as the lotus position. This position is the one most people tend to associate with meditation, as it's the one most commonly shown on TV and in films, especially in them old kung fu films Garry used to watch so much. However, if you're not very supple, this position can be very uncomfortable. That's even if you can get into it in the first place. As you can see, Garry is struggling. It's no wonder he'd been putting this off. I would. The irony is, this position isn't even necessary for what Garry or many others are trying to achieve through basic meditation. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. This isn't quite the lotus position, but at least he seems to be maintaining some sort of balance and form. Actually, I take that back. I think I did speak a little bit too soon. I think it's fair to say he's still having problems. Okay, so it looks like Garry's given up on this technique. Just in time by the looks of it. Let's see what Garry does now. This time Garry chooses to lay on the floor. This idea seemed as if it would be a lot more comfortable, and he was right. He considered it as slightly cheating, but thought it was better than nothing. Garry gets himself comfortable and begins to breathe and relax. Problem was he began to relax a bit too much. He only went and fell asleep. This is the main problem people encounter with this position, so it's not recommended if you feel even slightly tired. You see, if your mind isn't used to you meditating in this position, it just assumes that you're laying down with your eyes closed because you're about to go to sleep, so it sends a message to your brain to induce tiredness. Right now, Garry looks like if you gave him a duvet and a pillow, he'd be out for the rest of the day. Fortunately, he awoke, but now he's even more annoyed and frustrated with himself. Let's see what he does now.
This ain't working. I fell asleep again. See if I can do it this way now.
Okay, so now Garry decides to use his stool, which is fine. In fact, a chair or a stool is what I would recommend to anyone starting out in meditation. He tries to get himself comfortable, but he doesn't seem to be too successful. Maybe it's just me, but Garry looks like he's on the toilet, constipated. The good thing is, he can at least maintain this position without pulling a muscle, getting cramp, or falling asleep. Unfortunately though, his mind just won't relax, and this is a problem, because meditation is about relaxing and allowing, but Garry wasn't allowing and was trying to force his body and mind to relax. And one thing he'll soon realize is that you can't force your mind to do anything. Now his mind is rebelling against his best efforts by causing him to feel an array of distracting sensations in his body, mainly an itchy back and an itchy neck. The more Garry pushed was the more annoyed, stressed, and frustrated he was getting. Trying to relax both body and mind was proving to be hard work. The sad thing is it's hard work for a lot of people. This is why so many don't even want to try meditation. You see, the body and mind is so used to being pent up, stressed, and running on overload that we can't even sit still for 10 minutes and just focus on our breathing. Garry certainly couldn't do it, so he threw in the towel and decided to go for a walk to cool off. As Garry strolled through the park, he naturally began to feel more relaxed and more grounded. It seems that being out in nature seems to have that natural effect on us. He began to pay attention to the sounds of the birds singing, as well as the strength and calmness the trees around him seemed to exude. The more he placed his attention on these things, was the more his attention was taken away from the constant internal dialogue so many of us have become accustomed to. Garry decides to sit down for a minute to enjoy this feeling as well as to take in the lovely view. Without even trying, Garry found himself in a nice relaxed state. His body was calm and comfortable, and his mind was fairly quiet and still. Whilst in this state, he decided to give meditation another go, but this time he wasn't going to try so hard or try and force anything to happen. He was literally just going to relax and allow things to be as they were. He remembered what his mate Reds had suggested that he should do should he ever try meditation, and that was to be still, close his eyes, breathe slowly, deeply and rhythmically, whilst focusing on the energy that was inside his body, especially in his hands and arms. So this is what he did. He immediately noticed that just by being more aware of his breathing caused him not only to relax more, but it also took his attention away from his mind, and this seemed to bring him a feeling of peace and spaciousness. He also noticed that the more he focused on the internal energy in his hands, was the more the feeling started to grow and intensify. In fact, his hands, arms and chest area began to tingle, vibrate and feel alive. This feeling was new to him and it felt great. Garry managed to stay like this for a good 15 minutes without moving or being disturbed by an itchy back or random thoughts in his head. When he opened his eyes, he felt calm, relaxed, focused and alive. That's right, he felt an aliveness gently pulsating through his whole body. He contemplates what a great experience this was before getting up and walking home. Garry had never felt this way before. As he walked home, he knew that meditation was going to play a very important part in his life. Garry discovered that through meditation, he could experience a calmness and a peacefulness that he had never really experienced before. He never did try the lotus position again, but he did make time to either meditate in the park or at home on a chair. Garry now meditated on a daily basis. He realized that the hardest part about meditation was actually just getting started. Oh, and letting go and allowing himself to relax. Now meditation was just a normal part of his daily routine, just like brushing his teeth or eating breakfast was. The meditation Garry used in this video is very basic, but extremely effective. I recommend it to anyone wanting to explore meditation further, or even if you're just getting into it for the first time. If you'd like to try it, this is what you need to basically do. Put your full attention onto your breathing. See how many breaths you can be conscious of before your mind wanders. When your mind does wander, gently bring it back to being aware of your breathing again. As well as being conscious of your breath, also become aware of the energy in your hands at the same time too. You should be able to detect a slight tingling after a while. Stay aware of the tingling and your breathing still. If the tingling spreads up your arms or around your body, great. Just keep your attention on the sensation and on your breathing. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breathing and to the sensation in your body again. Do this for as long as you can manage. Just don't try and force it. That's it. That's all you need to do. Do you think you can do that? Good thing is you can do this meditation anywhere, within reason. I wouldn't suggest you try it whilst driving or operating machinery. Well, not for now anyway. This meditation is extremely powerful and effective. Do not assume that just because it appears quite basic, that it's not got the ability to get results. For if practiced regularly, this meditation will transform your life. If you'd like to know why it's so powerful or how it can transform your life, then do one or all of the following. Try the meditation for yourself. Wait for me to create a video about it. Send me a message and ask me. I'm not purposely trying to withhold the explanation from you. It's just that the explanation deserves a full video to itself. and I wouldn't do it justice by trying to squeeze it into the end of this clip, especially as I want this clip to be about 10 minutes in length. I will definitely do another video detailing why this meditation is so powerful, as well as what benefits you can expect from it, other than peace and joy, of course. Much love, peace and abundance to you all.